Hey Leyden Rock, my name is Chris Woodley. Been one of your neighbors since 2015. I'm also a video producer. And the reason I'm making this video is to deal with the incredibly important topic of emergency preparedness, specifically for wildfires and Leyden Rock. The short version is, we're really not prepared. This lack of preparation leaves us really vulnerable for something like a wind-driven wildfire, like the Marshall Fire that wiped out over 1,000 homes a year and a half ago. Much of this concern relates to a lack of emergency egress routes out of Leyden Rock. We have just one road in and one road out, West 82nd Avenue. In a community-wide evacuation, this road is very likely to quickly become impassable, with traffic and possibly even downed power lines that run the length of it. We've actually already seen what congestion can do to West 82nd Avenue when it was utilized as a detour following an accident that shut down Highway 93 in March of 2022. I experienced this firsthand driving from Ewell to Indiana. A trip that typically takes me less than 5 minutes took me 45. This road is narrow with inherent choke points and is currently our only option to get out. Massive congestion occurred during the Marshall Fire, and they had additional roadways. Several months after that incident, Leyden Rock Metropolitan District Board member Brett Vernon and I were able to interview a few people who shared their experiences with us. It's quite eye-opening.
There's these big fire trucks. We're all thinking, this is really cool. This is exciting. Like, whoa. And then it hit like, no, this isn't exciting. This is terrifying. The fire trucks were trying to turn onto Wild Rose. No one was letting us in. The cars were just piled all the way back from front to back of Washington Ave, and we were just stuck there. I mean, we couldn't move. Those big lifted trucks, they were going up on curbs, they were going across our walking paths, and there was just people, and I mean, the fire trucks are yelling at you to just move, and it's like there's nowhere for us to move. Just this thick cloud of smoke. There was nothing to see. I mean, you couldn't see the sun anymore. You couldn't see the clouds. It was just smoke. It's disorienting. I mean, I couldn't tell where we were.
Nothing was moving. Rock Creek Parkway wasn't moving, which Rock Creek Parkway is a 4-lane road to each direction. It is one of the main access roads in the Rock Creek subdivision. There was absolutely no police presence, no one telling us, where to go, no one directing traffic.
Put simply, we need additional routes out. Our current situation is arguably dangerous in any evacuation level emergency. We've tentatively identified 5 additional routes and are seeking the city's participation in making them a reality. One of the next areas of concern is how we'll be notified in the event of an emergency. With poor cell coverage on most of the major carriers in Leyden Rock, and the majority of households no longer having landline phones, how will we receive notification? Even when our phones work, there have been numerous instances where emergency apps don't work properly. I was told by some city officials that we should rely on Twitter for emergency notifications.
We didn't get an alert. There's no siren like a hurricane. I wish we had been told, hey, you need to get out of the neighborhood. And the cell service kept dropping. It was one of those things where it's not going to happen to me, and then it happens to you.
I never received the evacuation order, which was issued at 1 o'clock. So I was in my home packing up belongings, waiting for the order to come through while running around trying to grab what was important. And I actually left my home when I got a call from my daughter who lives in Leyden Rock at 1:50. And she said, "Mom, the order went out already. Get out of there now." For official information, I did not know where to go.
While there are other issues to discuss, the final one I'll cover here is the need for some sort of community-wide drill or test of these systems to ensure that everyone knows what to do, where to turn, and when to go in the event of an emergency. Again, we're seeking the city's help and participation with how to implement such testing. A group of us, including Leyden Rock Metropolitan District Board member Brett Vernon, have reached out to the city of Arvada several times over the past few years, even before the Marshall Fire, to address this situation, but frustratingly have not gotten very far. Until recently. A few months ago, the city agreed to take the next step of releasing a community survey about the emergency preparedness of Leyden Rock. The other important step is that Brett Vernon was able to get a community meeting scheduled with the City of Arvada and first responders for June 1st at 6 p.m. at Westwoods Elementary School. This upcoming meeting is an incredible opportunity for us as a community to let the city know that we are serious about this topic and we'd like to see some action taken. It really is a matter of life and death potentially. So we need to pack the house on June 1st. Please let your neighbors know and plan to attend at 6 p.m. at Westwoods Elementary on June 1st.